Deaf and Tribe, what's going on? Hey, if you are new to this tribe, if you are new to this family, make sure you go subscribe to the tribe. Make sure that you like this video before we even jump into it. And make sure that you tap that notification bell and turn it up to all because you don't want to miss none of this game that I'm dropping on your brain. Do you dig what I'm saying? Now, y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. Today, we are speaking on how you can break trauma bonds. Now, in this semen retention community or NoFap community, whatever we want to call it, all I really hear about from the influencers, how many days, female attraction, what you can gain from it, and if you release it or not release it. So basically, you on here asking about a male and his male parts and when he finna bust or if he's keeping it in. We never really speak about the real benefits. That's what you never really hear about. You never hear about the benefits of you starting to live in abundance. You start to be accountable. You start to be aware. Your senses heighten. So nobody really speaks about that. When you start to get on this journey or this walk or this path, when you start to learn about it, I'll just say that. When you just start to learn, you ain't even got to be deep in or heavy in on semen retention, but you just start to learn like, hey, I'm gonna keep it playing now. I don't want to spread myself thin. I don't want to give my energy to this woman, that woman, ladies, this man, that man. You don't want to mix and mingle with different energies. You don't want to risk running into a succubus, running into a dark, low vibrational being. So you keeping this energy in, you starting to learn about yourself. You're starting to transmute that energy. You're starting to do something else instead of thinking about scrolling on the gram, instead of looking through your text messages, instead of sending messages and pictures back and forth. Getting yourself ready to link up, getting yourself ready to lust, or getting yourself ready to go backwards. Now you are starting to gain control of yourself, and now you are starting to see that your circle that you have been in love with, your circle that you've given loyalty to, your circle that you've been bonded by or bound by, these people are not really good for you. You start to see that you really have a relationship with them built off of y'all's traumatic past that y'all never healed from. Y'all just have similar stories, so y'all connected. But what are y'all really talking about? Actually test yourself and your friend group and see when you're around each other, what are y'all really talking about? What are the topics? Is it beneficial? Is it toxic? Are these people who want to do the same thing? So I live in Texas and I have family members that are in small towns in Texas, all around Texas, and it happens with them all the time. I see where they cannot leave these places because they're bound by these places and they're tied and connected to certain people in these cities, in these towns. No matter if it's a new situation that's beneficial outside the state, outside the city, where you have to travel and be gone, a lot of them can't do it. And even if they do leave, they end up coming back because they have these ties. They have these trauma bonds with these men and women. They have trauma bonds with their homies. They homies calling them like, damn, you changed up on me. When you coming back home? We miss you out here, dog. You know it ain't the same. And guess what? A lot of them start to think about it. They get back into that vibration and end up returning back to home, returning back to the nest, never to grow again. Let's not speak on relationships with men and women. They link up with each other. They don't really have intent of really being with each other. They're physically attracted to each other. And then they start to speak. And when they speak, they have similarities in their story and their background as well. So their traumatic past that they didn't heal from, guess what? They have a connection now. And when they have that connection, it leads to the bedroom. It's consistent. They link up all the time. And when they linking up, it's nothing but physical lust. It's nothing but physical attraction. Now you have soul ties. That's what y'all talk about in the comments when y'all are asking, how can you break from a soul tie? You have to then become aware of yourself and aware of the people around you before you even start to think about breaking a soul tie. You got to, number one, know how to pray. Number two, really start working on yourself and really want to change. You can't say, hey, how do I break this soul tie and keep returning to the person that you tied to? Because the reason that you are doing it is off of the physical attraction anyways. The reason that y'all are connected is off of some dark energy from y'all's past anyway. She didn't work on herself, you didn't work on yourself, and look what happens. Y'all develop this relationship that is nothing. So we got to be aware of trauma bonds. We got to really start to work on ourselves so we can start to separate from these people that we know have no business being in our lives. When we start life from 1 to 22 years old, that's your first part of life. That part of life right there, you have no control over really, unless you just some kid that's into the mind power and into controlling the mind early, and you working on it and you reading and developing this skill set early. Okay, you are different. But majority of the people from 1 to 22 years old, you have an excuse. Okay, that's your environment that raised you. That's your parents and your cousins, your family members that instilled their thoughts, their fears, all the stuff that they want or don't want to do. They instilled it into you and made you feel like that's how y'all's family operates. Your neighborhood made you think that that's how the hood operates. Your friend group made you think that that's how y'all's clique operates until you hit about 23 years old, 24 years old and beyond. And then you could start to really work on yourself and develop this maturity in your mind and have control over your mind and start to make decisions. And now you looking around saying, wait, I'm not supposed to be here. Or no, you're not supposed to be here. The people that are around you have to be cut off. And then you don't feel bad about it because you want them to either do better or get away from you. And if they don't want to do better, that's better for you because now you can see that these weren't people that you needed to hang out with anyways. If you have a woman in your life and she's low vibrational, ladies, if you have a man in your life and he's low vibrational, but the bedroom love is good, y'all got to grow up and y'all got to separate. Because this is how you have men who go crazy and unalive women, men who are incarcerated. Like I say all the time, this is how you have men starting drama back and forth over women. You have women going crazy, vice versa, busting windows out, slashing tires because of these soul ties, stalking men because of something that they thought they had, but they knew in reality they had no connection other than this physical connection, other than their traumatic past that they continue to talk about and recycle the same story so they can keep on laughing, keep on hanging, and continue to be in each other's space and energy. You got to be mindful of who you are and where you are and where you want to be and where you want to go in your life. You can't sit down and settle because you are used to these people. You can't sit down and settle in life because you love these people. It's okay to love these people, but love them from afar, especially if they are sitting here taking you down, down, down. If they are bringing your frequencies down, if y'all are not aligned anymore, or if you are coming up on some new information and you expressing it to your people in hopes that y'all could become this group, this mastermind group that really starts to think alike and build this great foundation with each other. It doesn't matter if it's your woman or your man. It don't matter if these your friends. It don't matter if this your family. But if they are not really trying to change, there's no way that you gonna grow if you sitting around them. There's no way you gonna do it. So you must cut ties. You must do it. You can't think about your past and how you remember these. The memory bank, it'll play on you. It's wild. That memory bank that you have full of these memories, it will play on you and your emotions. That's why you must work on yourself and you must gain control of your mind, because if it's on your memory bank, it'll throw some memories out to you and make you feel a certain way when you hear a song, when you watch a movie, when you watch a TV show. So you'll be out of town. You'll be in your new space. You'll be flourishing in life. You'll be becoming your greatest self on your path, walking, shining, glowing. And guess what? You'll hear a song and your memory bank will play on your emotions and say, you remember this time you was with this person? You remember this time y'all went here? You remember this time you were doing this? And guess what you do? You go back to scrolling. You go back to your old ways. You hit this person up. That person is back in that old town you came from. That person is back in that old city you came from. You had a message come to you and tell you it's time for you to move. It's time for you to shift right now. It is time for you to move forward and you have to leave everything behind. But as soon as you watch that movie, as soon as you hear that song, as soon as these memories start circulating in your mind and you start having visions of your past, you start to feel like you can't grow. You start to feel like it's wrong that you've moved on and became a better person. It is people on this planet right now that feel bad that they are starting to grow. They feel bad like they are leaving the people behind. It is not your job. Like I always say, you can't get in somebody's mind and switch it around and make them think how you are thinking, especially if you are starting to grow, especially if you are starting to do some researching, soul searching, starting to figure out who you are, where you come from, your past, etc. When you start doing that and you have people that just want to sit around, gossip, scroll on the internet, get in the comments and gossip about that, have no type of talent, have no type of skill set, and they're not trying to figure one out, but they looking at you like, why? Why you leaving me, bro? Your homegirl looking at you like, come on, girl. Why you ain't staying here? Why you leaving? Why you move so far? Then they start telling you you messed up and you start to believe the hype. You start to give in to it. Now you have manifested in your mind stuff going wrong where you are in your place that you have just got to that is outside of where you come from. Now you're thinking these thoughts when you know thoughts are things, when you know you start to create your reality with your thoughts. A lot of people start to think these negative thoughts. They start to think like they're not supposed to be there. They start to think like it's wrong that they left these friends behind who really don't want to move forward. And guess what? The Most High is going to give you exactly what you're thinking about and exactly what you want. And you're going to be sent right back to the beginning. You're going to be sent right back to scratch. A lot of people have had it happen. If you've had it happen, let me know down in the comments. But it happens all the time. People move up in life. People get a new position at a job, a new company. Your friend that you had at your old company, they not moving up. They weren't ever doing what they were supposed to do at the company, but you were always on point. You always completed your task. You were always early, on time. You always had your mind right. You were always responsible. You were always well presentable. You always looked good. You always was smelling good. The friend that you had, y'all connected because y'all had a story of his past and your past and y'all laughed about it. Now y'all like, what's up, bro? Where you at? Where you going after work? Yeah, we cool. That's not really your friend. Y'all were cool because of the frequencies you were on when you got to that job. Y'all were cool because you were growing still. You were developing still. But when you went home and that person went home, guess what? You were working on yourself and they was flipping through channels with their feet up, drinking a soda, eating chips, not trying to grow at all. And as soon as you started to see it, you say, hey, whoa, I'm moving up. I'm actually owning the company. I'm actually growing. You aren't doing anything in the field. You must leave those people behind because those people are going to weigh you down. You're going to have one foot out the water, one arm out the water, and you're going to have the other foot trying to get out, and they're going to be grabbing your other arm, trying to pull you back, telling you, come on now, don't do me like that. Don't leave me. Same with relationships. You got people in relationships that have these soul ties. They never had any intent on really being together, never had any intent on building a foundation, never been on a date, never been outside the house, always link up with physical interaction, always link up for intercourse. And guess what? A child spawns. Boom. This is a human that will have to operate around all these energies as they grow up into an adult on planet Earth. And they came from two humans who had trauma bonds and soul ties that can't work out, that can't be beneficial. So we got to change the way that we operate so we can cut that off and we can lower the number, because I'm telling you, believe it or not, it's more people that are connected right now. Even watching this, it's more people that are connected by trauma bonds than not. I can promise you that. Too many people are living in a toxic world and living in the internet world and living in what everybody else does and what everybody else thinks is cool. They gonna do it because they don't want to miss out. It's the fear of missing out. FOMO, the fear of missing out. So people do what everybody else is doing. They not working on themselves. And guess what? We have everybody living in this traumatic world where they keep on making friendships, keep on having relationships, keep on making babies in broken homes. And then you got to get on it, and you got to make sure that you are using retention and using NoFap for the right intent. You got to make sure that you are doing right by it. You are not only using it to say that you are doing it. You are not only using it to try to see if you could pull some. Bro, you should have been pulling women before you got on this. Your focus should not be on how many days you can hold some energy in. It shouldn't be on how many women you could pull. If you can, if you can't, hey, that's just you and your game. It shouldn't be on none of that. Your focus should be on personal development, financial freedom, increasing your testosterone levels, and gaining control of your mind so you can start to see your past and you can start to walk towards your future, okay? Now, if you are new to this tribe, if you are new to this family, welcome to the tribe, welcome to the family. Make sure you like this video because that lets YouTube know that this video is very informative. And y'all know, like I know, when I get on this camera, I'm coming to drop some game on your brain so you ain't out here looking lame. Do you dig what I'm saying? Now, stay hungry, stay healthy, stay ready to keep from getting ready. And until next time, Deaf and Tribe, I'm out. Peace.